The United States and England have announced plans to roll out vaccines as early as next week. But what's the plan in Canada?
How many more months will it take to flatten the curve because this Prime Minister has been unable to rapidly secure a vaccine?
I don't understand how Justin Trudeau and the Liberals remain popular. We're 18th in the world, 18th, 1-8, in terms of getting vaccine supplies and getting them into the arms of our citizens. And that's because the Trudeau Liberals decided early on that rather than invest in legitimate Western pharmaceutical companies and get vaccine from them, they would give Canadian research to a Chinese company affiliated with the Chinese army, and we'll get vaccines from them instead. And when that didn't work out, there had already been 1.2 billion orders made for vaccines. That's where we are. We're 18th in line among countries because we're 1.2 billionth in line for vaccines. How did he remain popular? I mean, even before the vaccine problem came along. I mean, I can understand why here in the West he's very unpopular. He's destroyed the oil and gas industry. He's canceled 2 pipelines, Energy East and Northern Gateway. There's a tanker ban. He's killed the Teck Resources Frontier Oil Sands development. He didn't put much effort into trying to convince Joe Biden to allow the Keystone Pipeline to go ahead. He's dithered around on the Trans Mountain Pipeline. He's put in a new environmental assessment program that makes it virtually impossible for any new pipelines to get started. He has done everything he can to shutter Canadian energy industry. So that's why he's unpopular here. But what about in the East? What about in central Canada? Don't the scandals mean anything? The Governor General, for instance, who he appointed over all advice, turned out to be as bad as everybody thought she might be. There's the wheat charities. There's the SNC Lavalin. There's the Aga Khan's private blackface. Everything goes on and on and on. And yet, in the Golden Triangle, in Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and in the Lower Mainland in BC, he remains popular enough that he keeps his government. But surely, after this vaccine fumble, where hundreds of Canadians, perhaps thousands of Canadians, will die needlessly before we can get the vaccines we should have had already into people's arms, he still remains popular. And that just baffles me. It should not happen. The Americans, who we know have not handled the coronavirus very well, have vaccinated 6% of their population. We're under 2%, and for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're not going to get much more vaccine. That is Trudeau's problem. That is Trudeau's fault, and I don't understand how he remains popular.